Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this beautiful Wednesday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather, sports, and so much more. I am Glenora Shipura. In the news tonight, the alleged rape of a school teacher by his former pupil while in custody at the Rundu Police holding cells has cast a harsh spotlight on inmate safety conditions within police detention facilities across Namibia. According to information obtained by Network Media Hub, the teacher was arrested in April on suspicion of driving under the influence of alcohol and placed in the police cells while awaiting his first court appearance. There he encountered Klaus dos Santos Funete, a former learner who was also in custody at the time. Funete, along with another detainee, Johannes Tapelo Furai, allegedly viciously assaulted the teacher on the 19th of April by inserting a broomstick, reportedly covered with a condom, into his anus. The incident has documented in police records. Both suspects already facing charges, including robbery and housebreaking, have now also been charged with rape, assault, and extortion. The extortion charge relates to alleged threats made against the teacher, demanding he pay them $1,500 Namibian, which he reportedly did. Investigations revealed that the Rundu holding cells are plagued by reports of sexual abuse, bribery, and detainees freely moving within the charge office. Kavango East Police Regional Commander Commissioner Andreas Haingura acknowledged operational shortcomings at the Rundu police station, but firmly denied that it is unsafe. He had the following to say.
Here in particular is the situation at Rundu police station holding cells. From the onset, I wanted to state it categorically clear that yes, there are issues at Rundu police station which people might have experienced, but those which were brought to my office are receiving attention. Holding cells of Rundu, people are painting the picture as if it's not safe for our children to be detained there. I want to state that yes, Rundu police station holding cells is safe. Since I received this complaint or concern from our community members, several measures has been taken place. I brought strict measure in regard to the handling of the inmate, particularly when people are saying inmates are roaming in the charge office, inmates are bringing illegal contraband. These are issues which we are addressing. Some of these inmates were taken out from Rundu police holding cells to other holding cells, just to see that order is brought to Rundu police station holding cells. Yes, there are also overcrowding in the police holding cells because Rundu police station was an old station and the population grew. As we know, when population grows.
In our next story, the Electoral Commission of Namibia will roll out 295 voter registration points across the Kavango East for the supplementary registration of voters, supported by 48 teams consisting of fixed, semi-fixed, and mobile units. A credible voters register is essential for free, fair, and transparent elections. Regional Election Officer Paulus Shafire said during a stakeholder engagement held this morning in Rundu. The SRV will run from the 4th to the 19th of August, followed by key events such as the final voters registration publication on the 24th to the 25th of October and Election Day on the 26th of November 2025.
Registration of voters. In short, we say SRV. The SRV process aims to register new eligible voters who have 18 years since our last registration, which is GRV that took place last year. It also updates voter information such as changes of address or marital status for those that have relocated. And it replaces lost or damaged voters' cards to ensure that electorates are not left out because of that simple reason. This exercise ensures that the voters register is current and accurate ahead of the main election. A credible voters register is essential for free, fair, and transparent elections. Our registration supervisors are already deployed and stationed across all constituencies within the Kavango East region. They are currently working from Regional Council's office, in exception of Rundu Urban and Rundu Local Authority that are stationed at the regional office. I would like to use the same opportunity to sincerely thank the Honorable Regional Councillor for your cooperation and support in public education program are crucial in ensuring that the electorates understand the voting process, their rights, their responsibilities, and the importance to register and participate in elections. These programs are active in all constituencies and will intensify as we move closer to election day. I argue all stakeholders that are present here.
The Hardap region has made significant strides in maintaining and expanding water infrastructure despite ongoing quality concerns in certain areas. This was revealed by Rian McNabb, the governor of Hardap region, today during the 2024-2025 State of the Region address. A total of 480 water points are currently being maintained across the Hardap region, serving as lifelines for thousands of rural residents. However, the address acknowledged that 38 of these points produce poor quality water, prompting the region to rely on tanker services to supply clean water until permanent solutions are found. This intervention ensures that no community is left behind while long-term water source development is underway, McNabb stated. The governor further reported that 6 new boreholes were successfully drilled, while 1 was unsuccessful. Additionally, 9 newly drilled boreholes have already been equipped and installed. A total of 8 water points were rehabilitated, reflecting the region's commitment to restoring essential infrastructure. As part of efforts to expand water access, 3 small pipelines extensions were completed in Khorobes, Khasup, and Rooikrans, connecting more communities to clean and reliable water sources. 116 water points that continue to receive water via tankers in the South Block area, part of an emergency supply plan that also included 16 critical interventions for schools, clinics, and other government facilities. Crucially, the region also conducted 436 infrastructure repairs, including solar systems, pipelines, windmills, and engines, ensuring consistent functionality across the network. In our next story, the Namibia University of Science and Technology has launched the UNESCO Chair in Digital Technology Design with Indigenous people, marking a major step in harnessing artificial intelligence and virtual reality to preserve and celebrate indigenous knowledge systems, languages, and cultural heritage. Speaking at the official launch, Dino Balotti, Deputy Minister of the Education Ministry, highlighted the urgent need to digitize and protect indigenous cultures while ensuring that communities remain custodians of their knowledge. This chair radically disrupts the pattern of exclusion. Indigenous knowledge will not just be stored, but will guide how digital tools are built using the principles of Ubuntu and co-design, Balotti told attendees at NAST High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select. The chair places a strong emphasis on using AI and immersive technologies like virtual reality to capture oral histories, rituals, and philosophies that have traditionally been passed down through generations. Imagine learning environments where students can virtually walk alongside elders in Oshida or Dongarboas, Baloti said. With Namibia still grappling with the marginalization of indigenous voices in mainstream education and digital spaces, the initiative is seen as a bold attempt to reverse that trend by embedding indigenous perspectives in the development of technology itself. In addition, Baloti pledged that the ministry would support the integration of indigenous knowledge into the national education curriculum, ensuring that young learners see themselves and their heritage reflected in both content and digital tools. That concludes our top stories. We will be right back on the other side of this with Community Talk.
Running a business isn't just about hitting the big milestones, it's also about handling the day-to-day. From equipping your office, to closing deals over lunch, to managing your team's expenses while they're on the go. Now, with the FNB Business Credit Card, you can handle everyday expenses with ease. Enjoy up to 44 days of interest-free credit, unlimited swipes, and real-time expense tracking, so you're always in control. Apply for an FNB Business Credit Card. Contact us today to get started. FNB, how can we help you?
The Ministry of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture today hosted an adult education stakeholder meeting in the capital under the theme Empowering Namibians Through Skills and Entrepreneurship, a collaborative approach to job creation and economic growth. Speaking at the engagement, the Executive Director of the Ministry of Education, Gerard Fries, emphasized that the meeting is crucial for deliberating on and dissecting the functions and operations of the Directorate of Adult Education. He noted that the engagement aims to dispel misconceptions, enhance understanding, and foster meaningful dialogue. Furthermore, it provides a platform for collaborative synergies within the respective mandates of various learning institutions. Let's take a look.
Of our various institutions. In a world that is rapidly evolving, the need for skilled individuals who can adapt, innovate, and contribute to our economy in smaller ways possible has never been more pressing. As a recognition for the importance of basic literacy and numeric skills, the then Ministry of Basic Education has been, through the Directorate of Adult Education, at the forefront of this endeavor. This was done by offering programs such as the National Literacy Program in Namibia, Adult Upper Primary Education, Family Literacy Program, and support programs such as Adult Skills Development for Self-Employment and Community Learning and Development Centers. Of significance to all the above is the fact that all of these endeavors were availed and offered to community members at no charge. With the passing of time,
Getting into our economic news, Namibia has not built a new base load power station since commissioning the coal-fired Van Eck power station in 1972 and the Ruacana hydroelectric power station in 1978, a gap that has not supported the country's growing energy needs. Nampower CEO Kahenge Haolufu says this historic shortfall underscores why the national utility should now invest in its own base load power station to ensure consistent and affordable electricity generation. Speaking during a consultative meeting with the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Economy and Industry, Public Administration and Planning alongside the Productivity Task Force on Energy, Haulufu described base load capacity as essential for Namibia's economic stability. Base load refers to the minimum constant level of electricity demand on the grid over 24 hours, supplying steady round-the-clock energy for critical services like homes, hospitals, and industries that cannot afford interruptions. If such things have not been developed by Namibia, definitely you will have to depend on others, he warned, stressing the country's vulnerability to imports. He said the government must commit funding for such a project rather than expecting NamPower to secure all financing alone. Haulufu told lawmakers that NamPower has already identified several candidate projects that could help fill this critical gap, but that long-term planning and national commitment are required. He urged that while renewables have an important role, they cannot deliver the reliable baseload power that Namibia needs without complementary investment. Haulufu's remarks come rather as Namibia is facing growing demand for secure, affordable electricity to support industry and development, while also working to reduce its dependence on power imports from neighboring countries. Moving over to our next economic news, Deon Vermeulen, the creative mind behind Fired Up Coffee Roasters and the new owner of Namibian Coffee Roasters, has unveiled a gas-powered coffee machine designed and built entirely in Namibia. This innovative machine requires no electricity and is aimed at mobile coffee carts, rural businesses, and environmentally conscious cafes. Vermeulen underlined that the Made in Namibia coffee maker is tailored for durability and precision. The machines are now available on the market and full staff training is provided, he said. Meanwhile, Vermeulen noted that the team at the Windhoek-based Namibian Coffee Roasters has mastered and perfected the rare craft of wood-fired coffee roasting using locally sourced Namibian woods alongside exotic varieties such as oak and rosewood. Our roasts feature the unique character of indigenous woods such as camelthorn, mopane, and swarthak, infusing every batch with the soul of Namibia. He explained that these local hardwoods give the coffee a bold, full-bodied flavor with hints of smoky caramel and rich chocolate notes. The innovation behind this distinctive roasting method stems from Vermeulen, who personally built the wood-fired coffee roasting machine. His craftsmanship and dedication have made it possible to create a roasting system unlike any other, tailored to bring out the best in both the beans and the wood. Vermeulen said that Namibian Coffee Roasters is one of the most well-established and advanced coffee roasteries in Namibia. As one of the oldest players in the industry, they have built a strong reputation for consistency and innovation in coffee production. Well, kudos to them. Up next is our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 24.16, against the euro at 20.85, against the US dollar at 17.78. $2 gets you one Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold and copper went up, while platinum and Brent crude oil went down. Brent crude oil trading at 0.18%, going for $70.87 per barrel. In our international news, Lesotho has declared a national state of disaster over the country's high rates of youth unemployment and job losses, as uncertainty over US tariffs hits the landlocked nation. Lesotho was hit by higher tariffs than any other country, 50%, when they were announced by President Donald Trump in April. Although they have since been paused, Deputy Prime Minister Nothmeng Majara said the state of disaster would be enforced until the 30th of June 2027. Unemployment in Lesotho stands at 30%, but for younger people, the rate is almost 50%, according to official figures. The declaration, in line with the country's Disaster Management Act, allows the state to take all necessary measures to minimize the effects of disasters, among others. Officials in Lesotho, a country of just over 2 million people, say the move will allow the government to quickly divert funds to programs aimed at getting younger people into work and helping the economy to recover. Several departments have already announced initial steps, including scrapping business registration fees for small and medium-sized startups. The textile-dependent economy was already grappling with sky-high unemployment, especially among young people, before Trump slashed aid and raised trade barriers, according to an AFP report. Lesotho was one of the biggest beneficiaries of the U.S.'s African Growth and Opportunity Act, which gives favorable trade access to some countries to promote their economic growth. According to the U.S. government, the two countries traded goods worth $240 million in 2024, mostly exports from Lesotho to the U.S., in particular textiles and clothing. We're now swaying over to the weather predictions for tomorrow. The capital city can expect a minimum of 7 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 21 degrees Celsius with sunny weather conditions, while Katima Mulilo can expect a minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius, also with sunny weather conditions. Irons Flay can expect a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius with sunny weather conditions, while Handys Bay can expect a minimum of 16 and a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius with sunny weather conditions. Now it's the time for the sports news with Sports Wrap.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with soccer news first. It is the Club World Cup soccer tournament being played in the USA. It is Chelsea that's through to the final, a big achievement for them, and they play in the English Premier League, and they beat Fluminense. They beat them by 2-0. Fluminense is from Brazil, and it is João Pedro that scored 2 goals for Chelsea to advance to the final. And the final will be played this coming Sunday, and they will play the winner of Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, and Real Madrid, two big teams playing in the other semi-final, to play Chelsea in the final on Sunday. On to tennis news. It is quarterfinals that is done in the women's side of the draw. It is Amanda Anisimova. She's from United States. She's through to the semi-final, beating Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova. She beat her in 2 sets, and she will now have a difficult semi-final against Aryna Sabalenka, the number 1 seed. And it is Sabalenka that beat Laura Sigmund of Germany to advance to the semi-final. In the men's side of the draw, it is Yannick Sinner that will play Ben Shelton in the quarterfinal, and then Taylor Fritz also through to the next round, beating Karen Khachanov in 4 sets, and he will play Carlos Alcaraz now in the quarterfinal, and that is after Carlos Alcaraz beat Cameron Norrie by 6-2, 6-3 and 6-3. So that is all happening on the tennis in Wimbledon. To close off today's international sports news, it is Tour de France cycling news. It was stage 4 that is completed, and it is Tadej Pogačar, the defending champion, that won stage 4 in a sprint to the line. The current yellow jersey, the leader of the Tour de France was Mathieu van der Poel. He was just a few hundredths of a second behind him in second place. The winning time there was 3 hours, 15 minutes and 29 seconds, and this was the 100th victory in his career for Tadej Pogačar. In the general classifications, it is now Tadej Pogačar and Mathieu van der Poel that have the same time and number 1 and 2 on the in the Tour de France at the moment. Both of them have a time of 16 hours and 46 minutes and 0 seconds, and that is after 4 stages. So the 5th stage will be individual time trial, and that will be over 33 kilometers, and that is Tour de France that continues. So that's international sports news for today. I hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
That was Ari Gohart with the sports news. And on that note, we have come to the end of the broadcast. Don't forget that Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 at 7:30 p.m. From me, Glenn Rashipura. Until next time.